Welcome back to your hour. Kathy Adkins joins us now. Kathy is an RN, and you got a whole bunch of initials after your name, actually.
Yeah, I'm an overachiever.
But one of the things that you do, which is really important, is the dementia specialist.
Yeah, I am. I'm the only certified dementia specialist in the Midwest.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And, people often have questions about dementia because so many people are dealing with it in their families in one form or another.
Yes. They're projecting by 2040 it'll affect 47.2% of the United States.
Really?
So it's increasing, and there's also a wave of dementia that's coming that no one even knows about and has nothing to do with aging, and it's young people using illicit drugs that are doing damage to their brain. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's serious.
Yeah.
So what, other than leaving the drugs alone, what are some of the things that we can do to avoid getting dementia?
Really good question. To avoid dementia, there's a lot of lifestyle changes that people can make, and some of them don't want to make. The biggest thing that you can do is to remove sugar out of your diet as much as you can, and remember that carbs are they all break down to sugar. Mm-hmm. And we have a penchant for sweet and salty things. We really like things like that. Mm-hmm. Caramel corn and peanuts and so forth. But
excuse me, I got to go get something to eat.
The pancreas puts out so much insulin to try to overcome the sugar that you're taking in, the glucose, and then that actually inflames the brain, and the dementia process proceeds because of inflammation in the brain.
Is that why so many of the dementia patients are diabetics?
Exactly. Exactly. So everything you can do to avoid being a diabetic, a type 2 diabetic, type 1s have no choice in the matter.
Yeah.
But everything you can do to calm that down, the better. So getting the carbs and, all noodles and all breads and all the cakes and pies and all that good stuff.
All the things that make life worth living.
Yeah. Not saying you can't have it, but you need to limit once a week, once a month, whatever, and enjoy, one bite or 2 bites or something, but you don't need 2 slices of pie or 2 plates of spaghetti, and that will help tremendously in living and using a more vegetable-based diet, a plant-based diet. We'd all be healthier. So the books and the doctors say if we switch to more plant-based, and being born and raised in Kansas, I'm sure the meat farmers and the beef farmers will not be happy
over
with me. Yes, because you need more plant than you do red meat.
Mm-hmm. Well, and quite frankly, it's a better diet for everybody, regardless of your physical health. You can maintain a really good physical health if you do cut out a lot of those things.
You sure
But
can.
it's hard to do.
It is hard to do. It requires a lifestyle change, and a lot of
Yeah.
people don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of planning, and we're not good at that. So, how do we know if we're at risk of developing dementia?
There's a couple of ways you can approach that. There are some of the genetic or the DNA testing that you hear about on TV all the time, and both of the major companies have a health component. One had the health component years before the other one woke up and said, oh, well, maybe we better do that too. But they can actually look at your genes and see if you have the proteins and the links and the damage to invite Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, several different health components. If you have that, like the cardiologist would tell you, if you have heart disease in your family, you need to modify all your risk factors.
Right.
If you have those potential back there, then you need to again modify your risk factors and look at your sugar, look at your water intake, look at your exercise, look at your sleep patterns. Those all work into inviting dementia into your life.
And, I don't really want to send out that invitation.
No.
The other thing is it hereditary?
There are a lot of studies out there, by medical studies, that say that if the maternal side of the family had it, that you are likely to have it. That's just something you need to be aware of. If your grandmother had it, maybe she had too much sugar, not enough water, not enough sleep, etc. But if it's in your genes, then it's something you do need to be careful of and look at those risk factors.
Okay, well, we've got so much more to talk about with this topic, so of course we'll have you back.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be back in just a couple minutes with Brian Schultz from the Kansas State Fair. So